Well, this morning, Holy Ghost Canyon is a high priority area, and the wildfire burning in the Pecos this morning, nearly 24 summer homes there, just one small wind shift away from some serious jeopardy.
Yeah, so far the Tres Lagunas fire has burned about 11 square miles. That's nearly 7,500 acres. Crews did make some progress yesterday. Our News 13's David Romero is in Pecos with the very latest. David, how's everybody holding up out there?
Seems to be pretty good so far, Elizabeth. Well, where we are at is a little ways from the fire, and it is cold this morning, and it's those cold temperatures that firefighters say may be helping them right now. And as you can see, there's no wind around me. Well, that's another good sign that they're going to be able to keep control over this fire. As you mentioned, about 7,500 acres burned, and it's within 5% containment. Now, helicopters helped in that effort yesterday, and that was fighting it from the air. Water retardant and retardant drops rather also helped those crews on Sunday, and that's also when the weather cooperated, as I mentioned. Now, so far, the fires scorched one home. It got very close, within 20 feet of others, but we're told still, as of this morning, no structures have been lost. The fire lines are now going around those properties. Completing them could allow people back in their homes.
We're in hopes to get that completed by tomorrow end of shift.
And that means by the end of today, people could be allowed back in those homes, and it's something understandably that they are eager to do. Now, of course, there is going to be another briefing this morning, 10:30 here at the Pecos Ranger Station. We're told that Governor Susana Martinez will be here for that, and she is expected to look at the infrared maps of what the fire progress was overnight. I will have those details coming up at noon today here on Channel 13. Back to you.
Sounds good, David. Thank you for that update. Residents, by the way, have been donating hundreds of pounds of drinks, snacks, and necessities for firefighters out there. And firefighters say they are grateful, but they say they don't need any more donations at this point, so please hold off. We'll let you know if things change. The other fire that is burning right now, the Thompson Ridge fire, and it is possible that people who have been forced out of their homes in that area could also be allowed possibly back home today.
The Thompson Ridge fire has burned almost 2,000 acres. This is just north of Jemez Springs. It started on Friday when a tree hit a power line. It's been fueled by strong winds and some very dry land. Right now, firefighters say none of it, 0%, is contained. People in that area are getting regular updates about the fire's progress. Many met with Governor Susana Martinez yesterday. She told them no homes are in immediate danger right now, but people still must evacuate just to be safe.
Once they've left, we're not letting them back in. And the reason we're not letting them back in is because then it gets too confusing who's going back in, and they get sometimes in the way of emergency personnel.
About 50 homes, again, still under evacuations orders right now. The fire slightly damaged one of them, but firefighters say we're on that very quickly and snuffed it out before it got too far. We'll let you know as soon as we get information about when those folks will be allowed back home.
Meteorologist Kristen Van Dyke, you've been keeping a close eye on the weather conditions, especially in this area. You were actually up there throughout the weekend checking things out.
I was. I got to go up to Jemez and go over and look at the Thompson Ridge fire, and a lot of smoke there. But the good news was on Sunday we started to see a little more moisture moving in, and maybe even a few showers. It looked like we're trying to develop over Pecos. But as we go through the day, it's going to be a little bit tougher for the guys out there battling the fires because that moisture that was in place for the weekend is starting to get pushed on out. And so we're going to see partly cloudy skies. A chance for a shower early in the afternoon if we can get that going, but as we go through the day, you can see the relative humidity really starts to go down by 5 o'clock, 12%, and the winds will be going up a bit too. Winds between 20 and 25 miles an hour, gusting to 35 miles an hour, so pretty breezy up that way, and there will be that possibility maybe of even dry thunderstorm activity where we get the lightning and no rain, which would certainly be some bad news there. For the Thompson Ridge fire, even drier out this way. The farther west you go, the drier it gets, and so we're going to be looking at 34% humidity in the morning, which isn't too bad, and light wind, so definitely some good stuff for the firefighters to work with this morning. But as we progress through the day, it gets a little breezy at times, and the humidity is going to drop big time, back down to 9% with warm temperatures in the upper 80s. I'll have your full forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Well, developing news this morning about new fires that have started in the Manzano Mountains. Firefighters say lightning sparked at least 4 fires between 4 and 5 yesterday afternoon and may have even started 2 more. They say all of these fires are fairly small, but they want people in the area to be on the lookout for smoke from what could be other fires. Investigators think that there could have been 1,000 lightning strikes in the area yesterday. Kristen tells us maybe 2,000 in the whole state. 1 week from today, remember that, fire restrictions in a very popular area are going to get a lot more strict. Starting June 10th, almost all of the Sandia mountain range will be closed. This is for the Cibola National Forest, Sandia, and Mountain Air Ranger District. This means no hiking, biking, or even driving up to the road to the crest. The only thing that will be opened is a 365 trail on the west side of the mountain. You'll still be able to take the tram to the peak, but you won't be able to hike around. Rangers say the areas will stay closed until we get a good soaking rain, which could be more than a month away. This does not affect the Albuquerque and Bernalillo County open space areas in the foothills. Make sure you stay with KRQE News 13 for the very latest on the wildfires threatening our state, both on air and online at krqe.com.
A father and son are charged in the murder of an 8-year-old girl. Police say 44-year-old David Candelaria and his 23-year-old son David are now in custody after a lengthy SWAT standoff with police Sunday in the South Valley. Police say their main suspect, Candelaria Sr., was brought out and charged with murder. He was taken out in a stretcher after a canine bit him. His son was also arrested.
We're very relieved that we're able to get this individual off the streets today, but obviously know that that's only some small reprieve to the loss of the child that this family has experienced.
Now, police say they're still looking for these 2 other men who may be involved. They are also seen in surveillance video Friday outside of a Subway shop after the shooting. Now, anyone with information on these 2's whereabouts is asked to call police. The news that 2 people have been arrested was bittersweet for the family of the 8-year-old girl who was killed in that recent shooting.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sonny. Happy birthday to you.
Little Sonny Raza would have turned 9 years old yesterday. That was 2 days after she was shot and killed. Her friends and family still wanted to remember that special day, so they had this get-together and released the balloons yesterday.
I don't want to tell her bye because I know I'll see her again.
Obviously very emotional for Sonny's mom there. Police do not think Sonny or her family knew who killed her, but that some kind of an argument led up to the shooting.